Hello, I'm Austin Bridges, and today we're going to be talking about the absolute worst video games that I own. Coming in at number 10, we have Batman Dark Tomorrow. I got this game when I was really little, and even then I knew this game was really, really bad. It had horrible controls. The game was too difficult. Even in the opening levels, you have to jump like a monkey to get across buildings, and it's really stupid. It has a horrible gameplay mechanics. The combat's crap. Everything's just awful. Now, recently I've learned that the game was supposed to be like Batman Arkham Knight. You was going to be able to run around in the Batmobile. You was going to be able to beat up all of his enemies, explore Gotham City. It was just supposed to be a way better game than what we actually received. Now, the game is not horrible, which is why it's coming at number 10, but I still don't recommend you play it. Coming at number 9 is RoboCop for the original Xbox. Now, as a kid, I loved the RoboCop movies. Well, I loved the first one. The second and third one was really bad. They had great action. The story was good. It was a very futuristic take on, I guess, not a futuristic take. It had very interesting political messages behind the film. And then I found out that this game was made, and I was really excited. And, you know, I got it. I opened it. I played it. The first level was all right. And then the second level, it took a dive. It was bad. Horrible AI, horrible controls. The game just got extremely difficult in the second level. There was nothing you could do. It was just bad. Just bad. Don't play it. Watch the movies. I mean, the first one, not the second or the third one. And watch the remake. The remake was good too. Coming in at number 8 is Dragon Ball Z Sagas. What was supposed to be an exciting adventure game set in the DB's universe ended up being a very generic brawler. All you do is you fight an enemy, and then you fight a boss. Enemies and bosses. That's all this game is. Everything feels the same. All the characters play the same. It's just really generic. Enemies take too long to kill. And it has co-op, but that's boring too because there's no point to play it with anyone else because you wouldn't want to subject anyone else to this torture. That's why this game sucks. It's just dull. Coming at number 7 is Aquaman, a game pretty much Super Mario 64's underwater levels all the time. Has horrible controls, horrible gameplay mechanics, horrible combat. Everything's just awful. Now, what makes this game slightly redeeming is the hair physics, but even then you can see Aquaman's bald spot. So that's pretty bad. I can't even do this. But other than that, I mean, they didn't even have to take the time to make actual cutscenes. They just took character models and placed them in scenery and then put a comic filter over that. So overall, this game's really bad, but still not as bad as Superman 64. Coming at number 6 is Mortal Kombat Special Forces, a sequel to Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, but this is a crap game. Horrible controls, horrible gameplay. You don't know what you're doing half of the time. You just run around hoping to see an enemy so you can at least have some semblance of fun in this wasteland of crap. I just don't enjoy this game. It was the worst game I played when I was a kid. This is probably what led me to sell my PlayStation when I was young. I always hated this game, and I got to the first level, I ran into this gate, and then I didn't know how to get by, so I just cut off the game and never played it again. It's easily the worst game on this list if I was still 6. Easily. Number 5 on the list is Sonic R. Now, this was Sega's attempt to capitalize on the kart racing genre made by Nintendo. What makes this bad is that you can't control any of the characters in a racing game. If you can't control the characters, how are you supposed to play? Characters just run straight around a turn and just go flying off the track. So you tell me, how is that playable? It's not, which is why it's on the list. It's awful. But it does, one redeeming factor is it has a awesome theme song. But that's about it. That's really it. It just sucks. Coming at number 4 on this poop fest is E.T. for the Atari 2600. Now, this game isn't exactly all that bad. I just really put it on here because it makes everyone's top 10 lists. If you read the manual, then you would actually understand how to play it. Now, I'm not defending it. It's really buggy. It's really cryptic on how you're actually supposed to play it. But being that's a almost 30-year-old game, I think it deserves a little bit of slack. Coming in at number 3 is Superman 64. Now, this game was made by the same people that made RoboCop on the original Xbox, so you know this is bad. Superman 64 has horrible controls, almost little to no combat until like level 4. It's really buggy, and the best part about this is the in-game demo cannot even play itself. It flies around for a few seconds, goes through a couple rings, because that's pretty much what this game is a ring fest, and then it just dives bomb into the ocean and then just sits there and lets the time run out. That's what you're greeted to if you let the start screen sit long enough, is a game that can't play itself. So, that's pretty interesting. Number 2, Sonic 06, is probably one of the worst games that I've ever played. At least number 2 on this list. So what makes Sonic 06 bad is that the game plays itself for 90% of the time. There are game-breaking bugs. The game made me physically sick, because going around all those rings just makes you feel really disoriented, and it's not an enjoyable experience. But the main gripe about this is that co-op is not fun, mainly because you and your friend are both throwing up into the same bucket because of how bad this game makes you feel. That's why this game sucks. Don't play it. I'm sad that I did. Oh, hi ladies and gentlemen. We finally made it to the absolute worst games on this list. An entire series of terrible games that just make me bummed out, I mean, you know what I like in a game? Falling damage in a platformer. You know what else I like? Tank controls in a platformer. You wanna know what else I like? Flipping Nerf advertisements in a platformer? I mean, come on. The Bubsy series is the absolute worst game series ever made. Number 1 was pretty much a Sonic clone, but a Bobcat that can fly. I mean, go figure, because that exists, right? Why not just make it Bubsy the Flying Squirrel? Makes more sense to me. I mean, heck, SpongeBob is more realistic than that. Okay, I mean, these games are so bad that I'd rather eat this full box of Bean Boozled jelly beans, but I'm not going to, because that'd be stupid. But instead, I'm just going to tell y'all why these games are bad, so hopefully, you don't play them. Now, number 1, no. Imagine this. Imagine you're playing Mario. You're running along, you jump off of a brick, you hit the ground, and then you die. Just game over. That's it. Life taken. That's Bubsy 1 and 2 for you. Now, imagine that you're playing Super Mario again. No, Sonic. And then all of a sudden you see a Nerf gun just pop up out of nowhere. That's Bubsy 2. But you want to know what makes Bubsy 3D so bad? Imagine you're playing Resident Evil 1. And then you're running up and there's a gap in the stairs that you gotta jump across. But since this is a tank control game, that's nearly impossible. So now that we got your head in the right place, Bubsy 3D is a platformer that came out after Super Mario 64, that gem of a game. And it added, tank controls to a platformer because they thought that was a good idea. Just like a really good idea is not having enemies with AI just stay stationary, because the controls are the biggest enemy in this game. I'm willing to bet that there's no boss battles in this game. It's just you trying to walk a straight line with tank controls. Like, good luck doing that. I'd rather play flipping Candy Crush than sit through this crap. These games raise my anger. These games are awful. Do not play these games unless you're a sadist. Plain and simple. You know what? You might as well just go ahead and enjoy yourself a nice box of Bean Boozled jelly beans instead of playing these games. That's my personal recommendation. But I think I'm going to wrap it up here, because if I don't, then I'm going to have a heart attack. So I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm going to go find something to do that does not result in death or cancer. I hope you all have a good night.